You absolute EU4 enjoyers have actually done it, and we got the like goal on our France campaign, which is why we're continuing that campaign today. And for just 8,000 likes on this video, the first few days after it's out, if we get that, we will do the final bit of the French saga, where we basically take on everybody else that's left to be taken on, right? Obviously, link to the first part of this campaign in the description below, and today I'm gonna show you guys why the French are always gonna be the strongest pick, no matter what the patch. France is absolutely overpowered, and I'm absolutely delighted to play as them every single version of EU4, that's for sure. Also guys, if you enjoyed the content, consider subscribing. I'm trying to get to 190,000 subs by the end of the year, which is fast approaching, so I'm kind of losing hope on it, but I had to try at least, right? Might as well. Now, to do a little bit of a sum up on what happened in the previous bit, we have become the HRE Emperor, and I'm still struggling to become the Papal Controller. That's also on my list of to-do here. We've also got Naples, we have all the islands in Italy, we have Milan, the northern parts. We literally just need to get the middle part of Italy, and we have all of it afterwards. We've also established ourselves in the British lands, but we're working on that. That's not our priority for the time being, since we already managed to get the Burgundian inheritance, and we have 46% of the English Channel. So yeah, I'm essentially gonna attack the British lands. I'm gonna wipe out everybody in the British Isles and make them all French, obviously, right? We're also gonna be integrating Provence so we can continue down our mission tree. And speaking of our mission tree, which was added with the Domination DLC, the new mission pack, there's a lot of missions that we can actually do now that don't necessarily require too much stuff from us, such as, for example, the 8 universities. We just have to develop a few provinces and build some buildings in here. Triumph of John of Arc, we just have to do a few agendas from the clergy. So now we got to do the burger agenda. So we'll figure that out as we go along in the campaign. We also made sure that everybody else is still voting for us as the emperor after our current leader dies. And yes, boys, after our current leader dies, we have Mr. Napoleon Bonaparte, 656 Chad Lord. If he doesn't pass away, then that's gonna be our moment to shine. All those extra mana points means one thing: it means insane expansion. And speaking of insane expansion, we're still working on getting ourselves on the Castilian throne. We had a failed attempt at it, but we're gonna try again. Now we're gonna wait until there's no heir so we can place one of our heirs on their throne. We have 92 favors, so it's just a matter of time, really. Once we have the heir, we claim that. I don't mind even truce breaking to get Castile, since it is essentially a massive chunk of Europe that we could easily be getting. Plus, aggressive expansion wise, we really don't have that much, just a little bit with the Italians and with the South Germans, which is extremely acceptable in my particular opinion. Another thing I want to show you guys is how we've got 143 income, but we're gonna absolutely skyrocket this income because France is a unique nation. At the start of the campaign, it can make real use of its tax income. Remember that we have a lot of development, and a lot of this is actually tax development in most of France. Look at that, base tax 8, base tax 11, and because we have the unique edicts that offer an extra 50% local tax, as well as we have the Versailles monument that offers up to 20% more national tax alongside other benefits here, we will make use of all that. And after we need to switch from tax income to trade/production income, we're gonna be ready. We're gonna make sure that we have the strongest economy out there. Also, we're gonna make sure that we have the strongest armies, which we already do, but let's just make sure that we get a few more units in there. We can go up to 135, and right now combat width is 24, so we need to have at least 24, 4, and 7 as our standard. So I'm gonna make that my standard right now. Yeah, I like round numbers, so better yet, let's make it 24, 4, 7. No, that's fine. That's actually fine. That's 35 units essentially. That's a round number in my book, at least. We could sell some crownlands and we'd get 3,000 ducats, but I don't want to do it because I need to get 50% crownlands, and I gotta work on that. So I'm gonna be developing provinces too to increase my crownlands alongside seizing crownlands, obviously, and expanding my realm. We do have permanent claims on pretty much the entirety of the Italian peninsula, so we could attack those, or we could also attack the Irish bits. I think I'm gonna focus on the Irish first. Let's send over our units over there. Once we have our foothold in Ireland, we can focus on the British and everybody else around. We're temporarily allied to the Scots, so we can use them in the wars against the Brits, and then after we can get rid of them and of course wipe them out. Incorporate them in the greater French state is what I'm trying to say here. Okay, let's just make sure we have enough relations with our personal unions. Remember that if you have lost your leader and your personal union has below 0 relations with you, you lose that personal union. union. So I know a lot of people asking that, how come they lost the personal union when their leader died? I absolutely adore the fact that you can actually get these pop-ups now, so you can see where you need to upgrade your centers of trade. Sacre bleu, hon hon hon! The new flagship of our nation is ready, so let's attach it to the main trade ships, trade fleet really. The same trade fleet that needs an admiral, so there you go. Hot diggity dog, I forgot to lower my autonomy. That explains a lot. Now this is gonna massively increase our economy after we do this. Alright, I've merged up my units here because I'm ready to attack the Brits. I'm gonna attack in Leinster. Promise to give the Scots some land. Whether I give or not, that is a completely different question though. I might give, like, say, one province or something of the sorts. Let's see. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Take all their lands. Take all their women, eh? We also should have more ships than they, so should be able to at least crush their trade fleets if nothing else, right? Wait, their army is actually in Ireland? What? That's the whole army. Okay. Alright, well, we're gonna Carpathia Siegicus. Oh, obviously. Why wouldn't I get one stability loss just randomly without any actual freaking reason? I mean, right? That's just the way this game goes sometimes. Fine, England. You can keep your Irish lands. No, but seriously though, we're gonna take everything you have. We're gonna take your soul, England. We're gonna take your soul. They were lucky that in this particular run, what happened was I focused primarily on getting the HRE electoral ship, and as such, I didn't expand as much as I would have. I didn't pay too much attention to the British lands, really, to be honest now. But we're fixing that. We're definitely fixing that, boys. Can we also take a moment to look at the beautiful province of Sussex and think about the fact that 90% of you guys watching this are never gonna have any of that word, really. Yes, see, I might have had a surgery, but I'm still able to make you feel bad about yourself whilst watching a random EU4 video with the weird semi-Scottish accent, eh? I mean, let's be honest, that was actually pretty freaking good Scottish accent. I also cannot stress enough how important it is to just continuously reinvest the money that you're getting into your economy. Building those workshops, building those churches, and whatever else you want to be building will snowball your economy, so the sooner you can, the sooner you probably should build them. Time to reclaim our Pale. This is where all the Pale people come from, in case you were wondering. That is exactly why they called this the Pale. See if we can hunt some more English ships around here. Oh, I forgot about Friesland. Oh man, I forgot that Friesland's in this war. Let's go ahead and send our units here and send the other army to siege him down. Speaking of the other army, we need to get more units in this bad boy over here. There you go, 2446. Cannot hide any more English trooplers. Arrivederci. Was it nice to knowing you? Now let's see what the Scots actually would like from this war. So they want to, oh my god, they want everything. Yeah, you know what, Scotland? That's not happening, okay? I don't mind breaking the alliance with you right now after this war. We probably should get more fortifications. Remember that having forts built, not only does it lower the devastation in adjacent provinces or provinces influenced by your zone of control, but it helps keep your army tradition higher. Now let's see where would be a good spot for a fortification. We also don't want to build it in random spots, right? I feel like Orléans is a good spot because it is a forest or a woods province, which means we do get dice roll for attacker -1, and it's got a decent amount of adjacent provinces. Is going to help lower the devastation in, namely Chartres, Paris, Namur, Berry, and Blois. I like that I'm getting most of the money here. 150 of this goes to me because, you know, I did pretty much the entirety of the heavy lifting. I didn't even see a single Scottish trooper helping this entire time, I swear. I don't even know if they were even present during this war, if you ask me. Now, this is extremely cheap, of course, because we do have our adaptability idea, which gives us -25% core creation cost, as well as with expansion in Italy offers us an extra -5%, and it is a territory, so that also plays into it. But the best part now is that we have access into all of these other juicy areas in Ireland that we can expand into next. And if we really don't want to lose the alliance with the Scots, we can always just do this. And as I was saying, trade favors for trust. Let's say 30 trust should be fine. Now they trust us to uphold our bargains, even though we literally did not uphold our bargain a few seconds ago. 1490 or before the 1500 is also a really good moment to start your golden era. The reason for that is because earlier on, mana points is going to be a lot harder to come by, and it's also going to be a lot more expensive to get national ideas. It's going to be more expensive to get your technology than later on in the campaign. Plus, you cannot afford level 5 advisors as you can in the later part of the campaign, right? So obviously there's less mana points. This starting earlier means you get 10% cheaper mana points overall for the next 50 years. So it is, in my opinion, the best moment to start your golden era. And I just found an absolutely amazing moment to attack Tunis because they're not getting help from the Ottomans, which apparently freaking love me. What the fuck? I am the HRE Emperor, bro. We're supposed to be historical freaking enemies here. I don't know what to even say. I mean, I don't even need this alliance, clearly, because I am ridiculously overpowered. But having the first and second great powers allied to each other is just, why not? I'm gonna take advantage of it. Screw yeah. Hells to the boys. Hell, they would even ally me, bro. What? Okay, let's not ally the freaking Tunisians. Can we vassalize them, actually? Oh, no. 107. We're so freaking close, dude. Do they have truce with the Mamelukes? They do. They don't have with the Moroccans, though. So maybe the Moroccans attack them and take some provinces, and then I vassalize and I feed them back all of this, because Morocco right now is essentially the entirety of the Maghreb, and I want the entirety of the Maghreb for myself. And let's continue with the chain of wars around the British Isles whilst we're at it, right? Highly doubt anybody gives a single schnaps if we take out the remaining Irish nations. I'm honestly willing to bet hard schnaps on the fact that the Moroccans are going to take advantage of this moment, and they're going to also attack the Tunisians. Come on, Morocco, you know you wanna. There you go. They got a freaking vital interest in the Tunisian lands. They will 100% attack Tunis. Let's just wait and see. It's been a long time getting from it's been a while since we've gotten the 2 advisors required to get the radical reform. Now, as long as you have a trader and a master of mint within a certain time frame, it can be up to, I think, 10 or 20 years after you've recruited both of them. Within that time period, you're gonna get the radical reforms event, and you can get 200 of each mana points, but you will have to fire both of these guys. Now, you could of course fire them beforehand and get those mana points and then hire them back, which clearly I do not condone. That is an exploit I would never accept. So I'm just I didn't hire those guys back. No, that was, you saw that wrong. I didn't just do that. Shut up, okay? Let's set up another army here, 24/7, because we already have the cavalry units. We just need the rest of the infantry and the artillery pieces. Santa Claus is coming to Ireland and he's wiping you all out. Hey, brother, if you don't fall at 64%, I'm gonna be real pissed. You made the right call there, falling at 64%, trust me. Otherwise, we would have delayed the actual editing of this video because I would have stopped playing it for the next 5 freaking days. Your tier 5 government reform is always going to be one that changes a lot how your armies function. You have so many options a lot of the times, like you have the amphibious specialization, so if you don't have any unique tier reforms for your country, this is likely the best one, alongside with the artillery barrage cost reduction one for the later part of the campaign. But for us, we do have the gendarmes, and they offer cav combatability as well as morale damage plus 5%. This is a massive deal, boys. And we're gonna switch over to the musketeers of the guard once we have those available after we've done one of our missions in a few moments, actually. And I do have a little bit of a dilemma here. So the Tunisians have unconditionally surrendered, but they still haven't gotten attacked by the Moroccans. So if I peace them out now and the Moroccans do not take the rest of this, I end up with having to just manually grind all of the provinces. So that's not Gucci. I'm gonna take Tunis City. That's it. Tunis City, nothing else. All the money that I can take, and I'm gonna be hoping big time that they get fully annexed by the Moroccans. Actually, maybe I can release Fezzan as well, since it's not too much. There you go. Yeah, we can do that. Release Fezzan, take Tunis City, and that's it. Boom shakalaka. So we don't get the call for peace, which is offering us monthly war exhaustion 0.14. Actually, we're still getting it because we have to get these 2 provinces as well now. I wish I wasn't getting extra aggressive expansion, but I am getting, since I have a little bit of an issue with my governing capacity. I'm at 995 out of 900. So once we have courthouses, we're gonna spam these out in every single province. And for that matter, we're gonna wait until we get courthouses. We're not gonna be expanding for a tiny bit. We're gonna just centralize our country a little bit more than it already is centralized. And speaking of, we're gonna try and get this reform. Right now, 4 princes are in favor. The more imperial authority we get, the more princes are gonna be in favor, or we can just improve relations with them and just hope that they're gonna be accepting it, essentially. The best part here is also that us taking out Tyrone and Connacht, or whoever the schnapps these guys were, means that there's 2 less nations that would potentially join in a coalition against us. Because look, coalition map mode, pretty much everybody loves us. Let's face it, we're loved equally by everyone around. Oh boys, look at that. 6 government capacity lowered from the province of Bruges alone, and just spamming it all over is going to give us at least 300 to 400 more governing capacity we can use once we finish building all of those courthouses. Okay, boys, we got right by blood. So this is because we've got imperial authority, legitimacy, and we are the emperor of the HRE. Now, until the death of Louis de Valois, we're going to get imperial authority growth modifier and monthly favor growth modifier plus 100%, so we can make use of it. Fortunately, I probably should have waited with it a little bit longer because I'm going to disinherit him in 1 year. So yeah, that was not the best moment to click that mission, was it? We also got 20% of our ships as heavy ship, which allows us now to designate the staple port of Calais. And we also got a permanent claim on the entirety of the London area and the Low Countries. So after we take these particular provinces here in the next war, we're going to get more good stuff, such as London is going to get renamed to Domaine Française, and the capital is going to be renamed to Londres, as well as the Tower of London is going to get some other stuff here. So we're going to get plus 10 max absolutism and revolutionary zeal plus 10, and we'll be able to make use of the Tower of London monument, so that's pretty cool. We can also get until the end of the game trade value modifier plus 10% for every province that produces cloth in the Low Countries after we've conquered them, and we can change the Dutch holders monument by 1, so we can get it up to level 3, I guess. Same goes for this. We can use the monument in Scotland afterwards, and by conquering the Isles, we get the French Isles event that we can explore together later in the campaign. Let's also cancel this expensive edict and change it over with the feudal taxes edict, voted best edict by French taxpayers of 1496. Totally not the modern ones. Finally, the Moroccans have decided to attack the Tunisians. Hails to the yes. Please, please fully annex them. I've been waiting and I haven't been coring the province of Tunis for so long, it feels like. So despite the fact that the Poles would love nothing more than to be my ally here, I'm gonna be attacking them. I need to liberate the imperial provinces for another one of my missions. Same goes for the Danes. I need to take back the province of Holstein. Actually, maybe I can attack the Danes first, because they don't really seem to have much stuff left, do they? Yeah, let's attack the Danes. To arms, my boys, to arms. Go over there, and let's go into Anhalt, which surprisingly actually managed to take the entirety of Magdeburg. They fully annexed Magdeburg. Okay, looks like Sweden's gonna be getting the same treatment here, though. Sweden and the Poles I can do in the same war in that case. Unless they're smart enough and they return this. I guess they will not. Actually, I'm gonna ask Anhalt to release Magdeburg, which is gonna be on my side, so they're gonna vote for my reforms. Because, you know, they're gonna be super, super pro-emperor, because we made them alive again. Wait, I just noticed this. Karelia actually exists. Karelia is a proper freaking nation. Granted, they're a vassal of the Muscovites, but this is one of the unique only times in which I've actually seen the nation of Karelia exist on the map. Another funny nation to see is Sapmi over here, which actually happens more than you would imagine it does. You can see it quite a few times. Okay, what the hell just happened here? Freaking Denmark doesn't exist anymore. My freaking war goal is irrelevant because this is given out to Verden, and Schleswig is no longer a part of the HRE. So I don't need to demand imperial province because they don't have an imperial province anymore. Right. Well, yeah, we're still gonna have to go to war with the Poles though. We gotta make peace with the Danes, which have, where's their province? Don't tell me they only have Iceland. Oh, actually, you know what? I don't mind taking the provinces in Iceland. Hell yeah, why not? Let's see if we can actually. Can we even core that up? Oh no, we got the war goal that prevents us from getting anything because we don't have, yep, it's not a conquest, it's an imperial liberation, so we cannot actually take any province from Denmark. We just have to do white peace. And the Swedes actually have Rügen, which is an imperial province, so we still have to attack. Dude, I swear, man, the AI is just, why did Morocco let Tunis have one province? Brother, this is the biggest cuck ever. I feel like Napoleon in the recent Napoleon movie. I mean, this is just really freaking bad. I cannot release Tunis because they exist in this one freaking province now. And these guys became a vassal of the Mamluks. So, I mean, they could get attacked by the Mamluks, to be fair, because they don't have a truce with them. So fingers crossed the Mamluks gets rid of them. Holy mother, bro. It really sucks being at the mercy of RNG sometimes. Hey, we got Pascal Dusson, a very proficient merchant, 1 stability. Can we get 2? We could actually get 2. Let's get 2 stability. So that means we end up with 3 stability, boyos. And since I don't really need that much manpower in the foreseeable future, I'm gonna use a little bit of it to boost up the Versailles monument. It is time, boys. I did forget 2 years, but it's okay. We're still Gucci. We have a brand new emperor, Napoleon Bonaparte. Is a great cuck according to Netflix or whoever made that movie. Ridley Scott, whatever. Totally wasn't though. Horrible movie. Just gonna pull it out for what it is. Has come to pass and is now gonna raffle stomp Europe. That's the plan here. We're gonna be raffle stompating everybody. And we're also gonna do this reform because we probably should have done it before, since we would have had more imperial authority. Once we get absolute Reichsstabilitat, we're gonna grow the empire and we're gonna try and get all the reform. And as I was saying earlier, let's also go ahead and attack these boys. Co-belligerate the Swedes, which is gonna bring in Oldenburg and whoever the schnapps else, and get these boys in here as well. Let's go. We're doing this because we want our beautiful HRE to be independent and not get attacked by all these filthy Slavic scumbags, okay? They need to go back to Slavland or wherever the schnapps they're from, okay? Not in my provinces. As always, the AI will prioritize taking out the weakest alliance members. In my case, that would be Bohemia, so let them take the brunt of the Lithuanian/Commonwealth attack whilst I start sieging down their forts and getting my war score in the process. Oh, okay, we can call in the Ottoman. Do we want to? I don't need to, but I'm gonna do it just so I make the war a little bit faster. Oh, we got 5 diplomats now because of Reichsregiment. Hell yeah, boys. Hell yeah. More improved relations moment. Vital information, boys. Always keep your diplomats busy. Improve relations, get spy networks, send them off to buy some schnapps, whatever you want to do with them. Just make sure they're doing something. And we can get military tech 8. As you probably noticed, I have not been rushing with my technology for the obvious reason that I'm prioritizing getting my mana points into my ideas first, which help me a lot more rather than in the technologies. These are important, of course, also, but sometimes you do need to prioritize which you want to get first over which you don't want to get first, right? Seeing as the Bohemians are super close to piecing out because they got most of their country siege down, I've taken charge of the fort here, and I'm trying to get it just in case the Bohemians are going to be withdrawing from this fortification and we lose all of the progress in the process. Progress in the process? That sounded better in my mind. Oh, Ottomans actually helping. Having a proper helpful ally for once is very different, that's for sure. 63,000 manpower. Soldiers in the field is not much though. That's like half of my army size. They haven't really been growing much either for that matter. Akoyunlu also received flavor with the new DLC, the King of Kings DLC. So I'm guessing they're making use of that particular flavor to not collapse instantly and snowball a little bit, I guess. The question of rights. Take Pavia. Yeah. I'll take it. Here's why. Might be a little bit controversial, but taking Pavia is not much to core up. It's only 30 admin for me because I have all of these bonuses, including having a permanent claim on Pavia gives me 25% less admin to core it up. So only 30 admin to core up a 16 development province is literally nothing in my opinion. And it's going to make it a lot faster for me to integrate Milan when the time comes for it. Doesn't actually seem very fair that, I'm giving money to the Ottomans, even though they didn't help a single little bit against the freaking Swedes here, okay? And I'm also gonna call it, the color of Sweden and France is almost the same. I didn't even realize this is actually mine now. It's basically changing colors, but it's not really changing much. Same goes for these bad boys. The brunt of the heavy lifting was done by moi. It wasn't done by anybody else. But hey, I guess I do have to share the money, which is not cool, but it is what it is. Now, that being said, we've given back to our beloved HRE homie the lands, and we've taken Rostock so we can expand our reach, and by taking Rostock we can eventually get into the northern reaches of Europe without any sort of an issue. And we've also released the Danish, which we can make a vassal out of. And look at that, the Danes do have quite a few cores in the Lubeck trade node, mind you, which is quite literally why I released them from this one province, so I can vassalize them and then take advantage of having a established nation in the Lubeck node. So sometimes you really got to think about the nations you're going to be making into your vassals. Don't just randomly vassalize anybody you want just because you can. Unless you really want to, then that's fine as well, I guess. Wait, Scotland took over Iceland from the Norwegians, making Norway also a one province minor that's got really high relations with me. But they have a little bit of a distance between borders. That's going to be fixed when we take the provinces from the Scots. So maybe I could make both of these bad boys my vassal. Meow, Denmark, meow. Let's see, do we have anything on Lübeck we can take? We got Holstein on Lübeck we can take, actually. Can we bully Lübeck? That's the real question. Can we threaten war? Well, no, that would be extra aggressive expansion, right? So it wouldn't really be worth it. Yeah, that's a bit too much aggressive expansion. Pretty funny how at the start of your campaign, the main thing you always have to worry about is the size of your enemy's armies. But as you progress in the campaign, you realize that it's more about managing the aggressive expansion more than anything else. Like right now, it was not even any sort of a challenge to take out both the English and the Scots at the same time. What was a challenge though was the fact that you know, now I gotta decide, how am I gonna divide my aggressive expansion? Am I gonna go take 100% from the English, or am I gonna take 100% from the Scots? Because if I take from both sides, then I'm gonna have way too much aggressive expansion, a potentially a massive and destructive coalition, and that's not really great, is it? It's not the key to success. Never is, never will be. All that being said, I am gonna take this side here, right? Maybe not that though. Yeah, maybe I'm not gonna take the connection, so I can take more lands from the Brits without worrying about aggressive expansion and stuff, right? And can I release anything? I could release some. No, you good. You absolutely amazing. There you go. Taking stuff from the Brits. Ooh, baby. This would be perfect. I would have all of Ireland, and I would get the lands that I can continue down my mission path, right? But check this out. Skibbity boom, skibbity boo. Everybody now hate to you. Yep, that's right. We're gonna struggle with our next government reforms because people are gonna be hating us for a while. Still not much of a coalition, but yeah, it's getting there, isn't it? With that though taken, we will have a bigger chunk of the English Channel. We're already up to 80%, so after we give back some of those provinces, we'll stay around 70-75% maybe. Let's see. We also need to start transferring this trade into here. So I think the next goal is gonna be taking provinces in North Africa, because I need to get 2 trade companies so I can get 2 merchants. One of them is going to be necessary to transfer trade from the North Sea. The other one is going to have to transfer trade from Lübeck into the English Channel node, and I'm going to need to make that my main node. So I might just let this also filter into the English Channel and into Genoa, because I'm already collecting in Genoa and I'm collecting in the other 2 as well, so this is not super efficient overall. Yeah, I need to fix my trade. Easiest way to fix it and the fastest, get trade companies for the extra merchants. Oh, and we got monument improvements, minus 25% cost for upgrading monuments, so we will also be taking advantage of that particular modifier to get all the monuments we need to get upgraded sooner rather than later. All right, baby, give me all your aggressive expansion. What's my overextension? 128. No, I forgot that this might actually be over 100. Yeah, it's fine, guys. Don't worry about it too much. All right, let's get that mission done. London is calling at 6. Oh shit, no. Oh god, I did this before coring it up. Oh, I'm an idiot. Can we do, is that French Isles though? There you go. So we have 2 options until the end of the game. We get British naval expertise, which gives us promoted cultures, ship cannons. English is an accepted culture and 150 government reform progress. Or until the end of the game, we get dev cost minus 5%, culture conversion cost minus 20%, and concentrating development also reduces separatism in every province of the area by 5 years. Holy fuck, that is insanely strong. Like, actually, French Isles is one of my favorite particular modifiers. Not only the culture cost and the dev cost, which helps with playing toll or with doing a one culture world run, right, world conquest run, but the reduction in separatism when you concentrate development is freaking huge. So we're going to be concentrating here, and that's going to reduce this from how many years of separatism? Let's see. Boom, and we went down. Actually, did I check? I forgot to check that. Okay, never mind. On the bright side though, because we do have permanent claims on all of the British Isles now, it is significantly cheaper to core all of these provinces, 25% cheaper to be more precise. And let's check our coalition map mode. Yeah, that's not gonna trigger, is it? Guys, you love me, right? You all love me, right? Don't trigger. I'm just gonna get alliances with them whilst I can, and then cancel the alliances so they get 5 years truces, so they cannot even join if they wanted to join in a coalition against me. Big brain. That's right there, big brain. We use the brain, boys. We use it. Former appanage nobility outrages. Well, who gives a schnapps, Provence? You're welcome, Provence, for being a part of the greatest nation to have ever existed, alright? You are absolutely welcome. Now let's tax the schnapps out of all of your provinces. That's what it's all about. It's about the taxes, really. And it's also about lowering the autonomy. How dare you think you would have autonomy in my land, you scumbags? What do you think this is? Some sort of democracy? Don't you know no, we do not believe in such things in here. I mean, to be fair though, the French under Napoleon were likely the most democratic nation in the world at the time, right? Not looking at certain republics, obviously. The most democratic empire is what I'm trying to say here, okay? Just shut up. But Ludi empire cannot be democratic. See what you say about that after a few months in the Bastille, yup, heretic. Truce just finished with the Swedes, so let's attack him for our provinces here. We're gonna set Finn as the war target, I guess. And looks like Poland's actually not joining because they have 2,000 ducats in debt. We're gonna call in a few of our allies since we can. And let's go with the war. It's gonna take maybe 1 or 2 wars to get all the lands that we need to get from them because we have a lot of cores that they absolutely stole from our Danish vassal. Start marching into the north and let's combine our fleets so that we can defeat their fleets when we meet in the field. Pains me to see that I'm at war with my beloved Brandenburg ally, but it is like this sometimes. It do. Also going to scroll out my root out corruption to maximum because I let it slide for a while and it's been accumulating, that's for sure. Oh, surprised to see Stettin fully annexed. Volgas was a little bit of a struggle here, but I guess we now know who the real master of these areas is. Do they need Rugen also to form Pomerania? They might. I think they do, don't they? I'm not sure. Maybe they do. I don't mind giving them back Rugen. Actually, no, I do mind because I want to keep this since it's really easy to protect as it is an island, right? And I can bait enemy units here as well and stack wipe them if I want to. Little old Sweden trying to hide away in the provinces of Bergenhus. Yo, speaking of Bergenhus, I recently found out that there's actually 2 Norwegian languages. There's like the main Norwegian spoken in most of the country, and there's like a new Norwegian or something of the sort spoken around this particular area. I swear I never freaking knew that. Really interesting to find out about. The old one essentially is a lot more related to Danish, or at least more similar to Danish from certain perspectives. No, don't get mad, Norwegian people, I love you. And the new one is like a little bit of a break away from that particular thing. If you're in Norway and you're watching this video, do explain in the comment section what it is all about more, because I'm curious to see what people from actually Norway talk about when they talk about this particular topic. Trondelag is ours, so that should be pretty much it, right? What was the war target? Finn. So we're gonna directly give this out to Finn, sorry, Denmark, and then the rest of the schnaps, taking it 1 by 1. Yep, exactly what I thought. I cannot give everything back in the first war, but I can take most of it in the first war, which is, not gonna lie, pretty impressive. All right, so we got that. 214 we can get as well. Nice. And no coalition, no aggressive expansion, only 19 aggressive expansion for basically getting what, like 100+ development here, and a pretty sizable vassal that's gonna help us out so much now in the Lübeck node. Might as well take advantage of that juicy alliance we got with the Ottomans and give them the institution. In return, they give us a ton of money until they accept said institution. Oh man, I hate when the AI calls you into their silly freaking wars. And they're allied to freaking half of Europe. Come on, dude, really? They were bordered by the Mamluks, they were bordered by the Moroccans, and yet nobody freaking decided to annex them. As such, now I'm gonna release the Tunisians and I'm gonna attack Morocco and the Mamluks because they allied each other, so that's double whammy. Hopefully we can take as much as possible so we can get 2 trade companies in that war. Let's also quickly finish off this war. I've taken the capitals of most of the non-co-belligerent nations here, so hopefully that's gonna push on the Bohemians to peace these nations out. They did peace out the Augsburg, so that's good. I'm not the war leader, so it's not up to me if they peace out or not, which sucks. It is what it is though. Hold up a second, what? I just got a freaking achievement? What the hell? I didn't have trustworthy, have 5 allies with 100 trust towards you Okay, well, I guess we got it now. And for the glory, for some reason, looks like it's always there. I think that might be a bug. I'm curious if this shows for you guys also, or if it's just for me. Let me know in the comment section. I'm really curious about that one, because I've seen that as an attained achievement in every single run I've had, even in the early access. You know, that does speak miles about me being an ally in this game. Took a while for me to actually be a trustworthy ally, wasn't it? I feel like in The Lord of the Rings, when Isengard and Mordor go to war to defend the free folk against scumbag Moroccans and Mamluks. That's what happened there. So yeah, we're basically, we're Mordor is what I'm trying to say. We're definitely Mordor here. We're gonna call in Castile. Not because we need to, but because why the hell not? Might as well make them useful, right? Because they haven't done shit the entire freaking time. So you guys focus on them. Spread out quickly, siege everything down, boys. Yet again, a question of rights. At this rate, honestly, we might as well just integrate Naples this way. I mean, speaking of, can we make a Diplo vassal out of these guys? If they're not outraged, they would actually become a Diplo vassal of ours. Do I really need to say anything else? This stupid freaking ass fort, bro. Come on, man. I even brought 14 of my cannons so we can take that faster, and it's still not working, huh? And what the hell is going on here? Why is Jenny occupying all these provinces? Bro, come on, man. This is supposed to come back to me. Please. Please, game. I have to say, 53,000 units for the Mamluks is extremely freaking low. I mean, I get it. They lost against the Ottomans probably at some point, but that's still extremely low for 15, 16, and they still have most of their original lands, plus pretty much the entirety of Arabia, and a brand new mission tree with the King of Kings DLC for EU4. I mean, what is going on, Mamluks? Also, their troops are actual freaking dog water, so there's that as well. Excusez-moi? Somebody just excommunicado the Venice. Yeah, that is right there my cue to attack the Venetian. 100%. I don't have any armies here, though, so I might just call in the Bohemians and the Broskis to help me out whilst my armies finish dealing with the stuff in Africa. Do we have any troops here? I think we might have. Yep, we have a few over here. Let's bring these guys over to the mainland, and we can use this army whilst we wrap up things in the north. All right, boys, time to speed this up a little bit, shall we now? I'm still trying my best to get that PU over the Spaniards from the friendly perspective, so if that happens, we also get the tech cost now and get them as a historical friend, so it helps by giving the extra 25 relations for whenever we get them as our personal union. Oh, and we got sway the electorates because we're making 15 monthly diplo power. Cool. So that's gonna give us for 20 years 1 extra diplomat, envoy travel time reduction, and Napoleon gets 1 diplo, so now he is a 666 freaking Chad Lord. That was the only one that he was missing out on. We can get another 2 for the next leader, or for this guy we can get 200 diplo points instead, as well as a complimentary modifier for the Palace of Versailles if we get the province of Telia. So that is super freaking doable. Looks like I can actually call in the Castilians in this war. I'm gonna do it so I can give them some provinces from Aragon, because if all fails or if everything goes well, there's 2 outcomes, right? If we get the PU, then we might as well get these provinces as part of Castile PU before we get the aggressive expansion, and if we don't get the PU and Aragon is small, we just vassalize them and feed them back half of Castile. So it's a win-win scenario by feeding them Aragonese provinces. I am gonna take a little bit of an L here. I could go for 100%, but I'm not doing that because I need to do a peace deal sooner rather than later. I got a looming disaster, the Dutch revolt, that I actually forgot about, so I gotta deal with that. I gotta be at peace to deal with it. I could take the entire coastline, but it would cost me a few more years, which I cannot spare right now. So instead, I'm gonna take a little bit of money there. Yeah, that's fine. Screw it. There you go. Boom. Get out of here. And we've also split the Mamluks in 2 sides, so that's awesome, actually. Bring these boys back over here. Let's bring these boys back over here as well. Transfer all of this first off to the Tunisians. On the bright side, when it comes to the Tunisian bits, we can take pretty much everything we want to take here. We would lose the Ottomans as an ally, but yeah, I don't actually give a single schnaps about the Ottomans as an ally. The moment was here anyway when we were going to become massive enemies, Ottomans. Might as well just lay our gloves on the table. They got 120,000 now. Oh wow, I see. They also expanded in the Pontic steppes. Fair enough. A worthy adversary, because I need to take all your lands anyway, so it is what it is. Now we also need to piece these guys out. Oof. Now boys, when it comes to the Dutch revolt, there's a few ways you can get rid of them. Number 1, the easiest way is just to move your capital in the Dutch areas. You need to have admin points for that. I have admin points, so that's not an issue. Second way you can do it is accept all the cultures here as your accepted cultures. Make sure they're not a different religion. But we would have to accept Frisian, or we could just return Frisian. Or we can just liberate Frisian, or do something to get rid of the Frisian province, or fight off the rebellion, which might actually be the thing that we're gonna do today, because it do be like that. Now, to fight off the rebellion is not really as hard as it might seem. You gotta fight off a few rebels for a few years. That's the gist of it anyway. Yeah, boy. 36 aggressive expansion. Don't mind if you do, Castile, boy. And of course, the little Ottoman jackal is gonna be attacking the Mamluks after I made them nice and plump. Feels bad, man. This could have been so easily avoided, like actually so easily avoided, but it'd be like this sometimes, and I kind of just want to let it go through, because otherwise the run is a little bit boring, because it's too easy if I don't have something to mess me up a little bit, you know. Things are definitely turning around. We've pushed back the Venetian scumbags, and we're gonna be wiping out most of these areas. A lot of this stuff is not gonna exist in a few moments, that's for sure. First one we're gonna deal with is Florence, which we're gonna ask for trade power, a little bit of money, and canceling the alliances. Not much else except for that, actually. We will eventually gun for them directly, but that is not today. Wait, what? They just got excommunicated? No shot. No, they did. Holy shit. Modena, bye-bye, because I just don't want to have to deal with you, to be honest. No other reason. Basically the same thing with Trento. I'm giving it over to Milan, so they have a new mountain fort, and so I don't need to stress about having this annoying little schnapps over here also. And for the Venetians, I'm taking whatever possessions they still have in the Balkans that I can use against the Ottomans after when I attack them. And of course, a little bit of money too doesn't hurt, does it? There you go. Plus a few provinces in the north. That works for me. Buyashnokos. Now we have finally piss in our time, boys. Absolute piss. And we got quite a little bit of overextension for that matter too. So let's core everything up. Don't forget to continue to wipe out rebels in the Netherlands whenever they appear, so it doesn't lead to anything worse than that. Yay! Naples is ours, lads. Holy mother, that is a lot of new provinces, including the juicy Malta forts and the even juicier Palace of Caserta, or Caserta, which offers eventually governing capacity and reform progress growth, and as well as, you know, I think pretty much everybody knows the minus 15% war score cost versus other religions from the Malta forts, which makes it by far the strongest monument in the Mediterranean, alongside Alhambra, of course. Both of them extremely good. Interesting how the English are attacking the freaking Scots. Instead of putting their troops together, all 16,000 of them, and fighting moi, I mean, they would stand a little bit of a challenge, a chance against me, right? Together. But no, they decided to attack each other. So now I'm going to attack them because they're stupid. But before we do that though, let's do a few missions here because I kind of forgot about doing some of these missions. Movement of centralization, because we got 50% crownlands, means that we don't get the debuff from the nobility every time we integrate stuff now. And we got max absolutism, and we can also become an empire, which we were from before, because being the HRE emperor circumvents the limit of being a kingdom from the start of the campaign. Now we can also get the musketeers pretty much now. We just need to have 16 monthly military. So 3 more from this guy equals 14. We need 2 more. So we got to focus on military. Oh god, and I just focused on the other one. I had it focused on military. Ooh, feels bad, man. Let's also get the unique French infrastructure network edict in a few provinces, so we can get another one of those missions done there. There you go. That should be it. Beautiful. Now I really like that a lot of the bottom missions here actually come into play in the later part of the campaign. As such, you know, gives a little bit of flavor towards the end part of your run, essentially, right? Now let's go ahead and slaughter the English, shall we? So with the British Isles under our control, with pretty much the entirety of North Africa, Central Europe, Italy, and parts of Northern Europe conquered by Napoleon the Great, or Bonaparte really, we've pretty much done what few have managed to do in history. But hey, if you want to see the last part where we actually restore the Roman Empire borders as the French, and until the next time, check out this awesome Germany run. And I want to give a massive thank you to all of my patrons, channel members, and Twitch subscribers. I would not be able to do this without all your support.